Hey guys, Omni here with The Mandalorian Season 2, starting up just in a couple of days, which we're going to be reacting to those episodes here on the channel. So if you want to tune in and check those out, and let's go along the journey of Season 2 together. But today, Honest Trailers put out their honest trailer for Season 1 of The Mandalorian. And we're going to check it out in celebration of this fantastic little show over on Disney Plus that a lot of people have really been enjoying in the spirit of Star Wars. And let's just dive into this and we'll talk about it as we go along through it, because honestly I can't wait to check it out. Let's go ahead and dive in.
This episode is sponsored by State Farm.
Jake from State Farm.
After Star Wars was ruined forever thanks to the monsters at Disney, Star Wars will be unruined by an all-new streaming series made by the monsters at Disney. I'm confused. Do they hate us or not?
This is the way.
The Mandalorian.
Some of them.
Anakin was supposed to bring balance. Luke should have saved the day. And Rey just ended up squatting at the farm of her mentor's uncle that he hated and couldn't wait to run away from. Sorry. Not today, episode 9. Now, as our heroes fall, one food truck enthusiast will rise, revitalize the franchise in his VR garage, and keep the Empire in business. With 8 episodes of Western riffs that got the
You can always get me with a good Mickey, haha.
Up it, baby. Kathleen Kennedy? More like Crapling Kino. Suit up with Din Djarin, aka Mando, which starts to sound like a slur the more you hear it.
Hey, Mando, hand over the child, Mando. Get that blaster out of my face, Mando!
Guys, that's their word. Are you sure we can use it?
A truta, Mando.
After the prequels literally ruined his childhood.
Now they pointed out, it
follow
kind of
this
does seem like
wandering
that.
bounty hunter on a tale of redemption, in between a whole bunch of actual wandering.
It takes its time. There's beauty in taking your time.
As he jets from exotic locales to less exotic locales to a quick detour to Moss nostalgia to pick up a delivery of Easter eggs.
Womp rat.
Tuscan Raiders.
But screw it. How fun is it to
Yeah,
dick around in the Star Wars
okay.
universe without some sad kid?
And
like
with
Daddy issues
apparently
stealing the
Boba
vibe,
Fett
man?
too.
Everything will change when this lone, not a gunman,
Maybe he's a gungan.
meets the most adorable MacGuffin of
forgot
all
about that.
time, the child. Okay, you know what? We're not doing that. He's a Baby Yoda. We're calling him Baby Yoda. He's a magic puppet who can kill you with cuteness. And if that doesn't
I
work,
love him so
he can
much.
always just kill you.
No, stop.
But one thing is for certain, he's not nearly as precocious when they reveal he's actually a middle-aged man.
They said 50 years old.
I'm on to you, Baby Yoda. You can talk. You're just some creepy boomer with a diaper fetish, aren't you?
Oh no.
God, I can't believe I let my kid play with you. Saddle up for brand new Star Wars adventures, the likes of which you've never seen before. But don't freak out. Look, familiar stuff. Tatooine, classic stormtroopers. Good. Breathe. Good.
That was like the most
Stay
red
on
versus
one
blue
man's
moment
destiny
ever.
To clear an extremely low bar. Be the best single dad in Star Wars. But this father-son duo won't travel alone.
Yeah.
Here's Queel, who finally gave a modern update to talk to the hand.
I have spoken. I have spoken. I have spoken.
Tobias
Yes.
Funke's acting coach.
You take this home, throw it in a pot, add some broth, a potato. Baby, you got a stew going.
And Cara Dune, the ex-rebel with less range than the guy in the helmet.
So we're gonna build a trap. We're gonna need to dig real deep, right here. So it drops.
Together, they'll encounter scum, villainy, and the best alternate dimension cast of Saturday Night Live with Horatio Sands, Brian Posehn, Amy Sedaris, Bill Burr, Richard Iowade, Jason Sudeikis,
Oh wow.
and your host, Taika Waititi.
You have suffered damage to your central processing unit.
You mean my brain?
That was a joke.
So strap in for a show that every level of Star Wars fan can enjoy. Whether you're a noob who just wanted to know why Baby Yoda was on your kid's Christmas list, but stuck around because it reminded you of The Searchers. A casual fan who spent 8 episodes wondering why Luke Skywalker wasn't in the Boba Fett show. Or a hardcore nerd who needed validation for keeping your toy collection mint in box all these years. Wait, is that the Imperial Troop transport of my youth? It's beautiful. That owes its success to telling a simple, lean story about an all-new family in the Star Wars universe. And because it was a hit, they're probably about to weigh it down with a bunch of lore crossovers and spin-offs. This is the way.
Yeah.
Starring
But
Dark
I'm down for it regardless.
50. Baby, you've got a rootly stew going. MMA? Los Pollos Imperiales. Werner Herzog as himself.
I see nothing but death and chaos.
Dude, the behind the scenes stories with him are so funny.
Satan?
I'm sorry, sir. You sounded like someone else.
The Babysitter Clubs.
Oompa loompa,
Oh.
oompa dee den. Shut your dumb mouth, cause I have spoken.
The Outer Skyrim.
How do you like the Mad-Ats, huh?
Boba Fett.
Let's make the baby do the magic hand thing. Come on, baby. Do the magic hand thing.
That's not how the magic hand thing works.
Nerds of the Round Table. And when my friends ask what fastball song we're listening to,
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
the Outer Rim Job.
Oh.
And once again, the galaxy
that was
is
a good
immersed in
one.
mechanics,
This was a
bounty
good
hunting,
one.
and cantina-centric economy. No one's ever a real estate agent in these things. Marketing. Somehow the Star Wars universe remains dentist-free. Don't they have teeth? Do you know your IG-11s from your K2SOs? Then you should play our Star Wars edition of the Fandom 5, the trivia game where you can win up to $650. Click the box or the link in the description below. This episode.
Dude, okay, that was a really good one. I liked everything they called out in it too, from the slow pacing of a lot of the episodes, the nostalgia side quest on Tatooine, which is a lot of people's least favorite episodes, which honestly, yeah, I mean, the bounty hunter they're tracking down, or the outlaw that they're tracking down, the sniper, that didn't really lead off to anything, except for maybe a possible setup into season 2, as we know that Boba Fett's going to make an appearance, and that they confirmed that was Boba Fett's feet clacking up to her body, unless he was also going to collect the bounty, or maybe they knew each other. Who knows? I'm sure we'll get a little bit more of that, because it seemed like there's got to be a little bit more of a reason to have that episode, or just maybe not. I don't know. Baby Yoda, and that's what I prefer to call him, is one of the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. And the whole, like how they call out like the 50-year-old thing. It's not even really a call out, because when you look at their lifespan, it just raises a lot of questions about the Jedi and younglings as well. Like, at what point does he mature if it takes him that long? And is their ability to survive at such a young and infantile age for 50 years related to their connection to the Force and ability to use it? Because really, if you were in an infant state like that for 50 years, you would likely be picked off by a predator. There's something going on there. This is honestly one of the more recent honest trailers that I actually enjoyed the starring section of as well. The Werner Herzog comment was great. I liked the stories of him freaking out on them and calling them cowards for when they wanted to use CGI instead of the puppet when dealing with him on set. He was like, no, you will use that puppet. That puppet, Baby Yoda, will be in front of me. It's not going to be some pretend thing. He loved that puppet, man. I loved it. Oh, the burn on Cara Dune, man. Like, the person with less range than the person behind the helmet. Honestly, it's it is true, even though I like her character and her role in the team, and I like her a lot in this. I like what she brought to the team in general, what she brought to the show in general. But yeah, she stays right within this like little section as far as her range goes, and her character never really oscillates out of that. We see a lot of various layers with everybody else, but it's just like, yeah, she's there to be like our level. She's almost our eyes into this whole thing in a lot of ways, into the Mando culture and all of that. And then Grief Man. Watching a lot of his commentary and the behind the scenes was also really insightful on how humbling he kind of seems to be. This is one thing I really liked about the behind the scenes in general. The little docu series that they put together about the making of this season. And yeah, they did go above and beyond with like linking things together, referencing things like the old stormtrooper carrier, bringing it into canon. Even though it showed up in Rebels, now it's there and in live action. And for a lot of people, making it in live action is more validating than having it show up in, even though it's official, in a animated series. Which is something that I think was a primary goal and probably a primary purpose for why Dave Filoni really did a lot of that too, because I'm sure he's aware that a lot of people feel that way as well, and that bringing a lot of these things over into a live action setting gives it more validation. Of course, we saw the Loth Cats. We saw a lot of different things pop up into that originally were only from the animated shows with Clone Wars and Rebels, and now seeing them there, it just cements it in the canon a little bit more to the wider fan base. Some of the people that maybe just watch the live action stuff. So it's a lot of fun with seeing them play around with that, and I'm really excited to see season 2. I'm really hyped up for this. Honestly, this is even more so. I love the prequels. Episode 3 is my favorite Star Wars movie. Just as far as general enjoyability, maybe not quality, but enjoyability of watching it. It's my favorite one to watch. It's my favorite moment in the entire saga, but it still didn't feel tonally connected to the original trilogy because, of course, you are in a completely different decade than when we are in a completely different setting and state of the galaxy between the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy, and it's very jarring. It was, some might say it might have been den jarring. I'll be here all week. And this feels the most like a culmination of every era, the post original trilogy, as well as bringing in a lot of elements that were, like we said, all only in Clone Wars, only in Rebels, only in this outside peripheral world, like the prequels seem to exist in from what we knew in the original trilogy. It feels tonally consistent along every iteration of Star Wars up till this point. And I think it's something really amazing that they brought together with this show in its short little run so far. And I can't wait to see what they do with it. And again, a primary concern that I have, even though I'm really excited from all the rumors, the news, the Boba Fett's of it all, of what we might see in here, the Darksaber, the Bo-Katan promises, all that stuff coming in to season 2, is it still going to feel like The Mandalorian, or is it, that's the one thing I'm a little worried about. Even though I'm excited as a Star Wars fan to see all those amazing things, to see those things in live action, those characters, get those explanations, those connections and all that, it again starts to ride that line of, once again, with this new family we've been following, shrink the universe again by connecting it to people, faces, places, things that we know from other stories. Kind of, again, with this large, wide scoping world that Star Wars exists in, kind of zeroing in and tunnel visioning our focus once again. And I don't want it to take away from Din Djarin and his journey, the child, Baby Yoda's journey, this group that we've come to know from season 1. I don't want to take it away from that. Hopefully, what they do bring in pushes the story forward, gives us enough what we need to get this in the direction they need, get Din Djarin what they need to help Baby Yoda, and to not really take away from it, you know? And, you know, if it works, if they take off and it spins off into their own thing, we can follow that to the ends of our heart's content and all that. So I'm excited to see what could come of this. I just don't want it, again, to weigh down too much into this little section of Star Wars that seemed to have been, up until this point, up until the reveal of the Darksaber, to be its own little pocket of the galaxy with its own little journey and family and its own little continuity going on. Not continuity, you know what I mean. Its own little pocket of the universe to itself. But the lore, the legacy creeps in. Anyway, what did you guys think of the Honest trailer? Are you guys excited for Mandalorian Season 2? Come. If you are, join me. Join me in reacting to every episode of Season 2 as it comes out here on the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's carry on the conversation after the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time. And as we always do when we're talking about Star Wars, may the Force be with you always. Take care, everybody.